We are more than 24 hours removed from the Old Firm on the 30th of December 2023, and I don't shy away from the comments. There's 235 comments on the match review, and I'm going to address pretty much every single one of them here. And to do that, we're going to have to fly through them. But I say fly through them, I'm going to read more or less every single one. And we've got Kieran saying, "No mate, your team's just pish. Remember the handball for Goldson in the 2 each game, and we all got called conspiracy theorists? That handball is clearly different, right? That is ball to hand. This Johnston one is hand to ball, right? There is a clear difference in the handballs. Now here, maybe the Goldson one, it might have been offside, but for them to decide that half an hour later, and then they awarded a goal kick at the time, and Willie Collins came out and said there wasn't a clear and obvious mistake with it. Here, just because they got it wrong with Goldson, if you think that, even though I don't think they did, I think they got it right with Goldson, that doesn't mean two wrongs don't make a right. The SFA across the board need to sort their act together. I mean, there's honking decisions been made all season long. Matthew Miles says, the Tourette's is hilarious. O'Reilly head knock. You mean when Sterling deliberately punched him in the face? I mean, right, Sterling connects him in the face, but it's not deliberate. Even the main man, Chris Sutton, said it's accidental. And it was accidental. I mean, I look at that game, there was no tackle or, flailing arm that was meant. There was none of them that was meant. Even the one Alistair Johnston could have seen a second yellow for. He didn't mean it. It's just a natural thing to go up and use your elbows. But here, it could have been given. It's not. But captain in the volleyball will be having more nightmares. Well, you know what? They should have tracked Kyogo a wee bit better there, but they didn't. Let's see here. Wow, Steve. I believe the most obvious handball was your man Goldson last season. Short-term memory. I've already addressed it. I'm not going to address it again. Sterling should have had 2 yellows. Keep reading your red tops and believe in the propaganda. It's so bad. Even a few Celtic fans believed you could do something against a very weak Celtic team. Well, Rangers could have. You know what? I don't think Sterling should have been sent off. I know what incident we're talking about here. It's the 50 when he made the run, he made like the 50-50 tackle. But here, if you think Sterling should have been sent off for that, then how can you not think Paulo Bernardo should have been sent off? It's pretty much the exact same tackle. And here, Sterling makes that way after the 2 possible reds for Celtic, so you can't have it both ways. And the same goes for the Dessers potential penalty as well. Because, what happened at Ibrox? Well, I'll tell you what happened. Lager Bielka put at the back of Dessers, and that's exactly what happened when Dessers was through. So how's that no a penalty? All the SFA. As Red Scotland says, a community steeped in the fairy type of stuff that becomes synonymous with surrender, yet you appear surprised. You know what, this Rangers team is pish. Not denying it. I think most of the players that played well yesterday are players that aren't accustomed to playing in Old Firms. Like, I look at Butland. He didn't really play well yesterday, but I mean, I'm not going to paint him with the same brush as others, but there's a lot of players in that Rangers team that have lost a lot of Old Firms in recent years. I believe it's like 1 out of 12 Rangers' record in terms of winning. I mean, Gerrard was 8 out of 13, and to compare the two since Gerrard's left, it's disgraceful, man. It's simply no good enough. And I mean, I look at McCausland, Dujon, Sterling. They are players yesterday I thought stood up. I know McCausland's getting a lot of hate, but out of that front 4, he was hands down the best. He's hands down the best. The other 3 were a fucking disgrace. Giving away goals, not scoring goals, and just being in general fucking fannies. VAR showed it was offside. End of story. It's not end of story because they gave it as a goal kick, and therefore once they give it as a goal kick, the offside's irrelevant. And also, it's questionable if it was offside because the frame that they show of the offside, the ball has already left Lundstrom's boot. So what angle are we going to use for that? But here, I don't want to cry about that too much. I mean, I know there's a lot of people on here that are going to cry about that. At the end of the day, Rangers were pish. We could have took our chances and still had enough without that, but we didn't, and we were shite. The reason Celtic never conceded a penalty is because the Orange Lodge and the Masonic Lodge are now all pro-Fenian institutions. That's it. That's the only explanation. It has to be that. Can we put this one to bed? Yes, it's a penalty. 2. The referee then has to go to VAR. He then sees the offside, so no penal. Is that what would have happened? I don't think that's what would have happened. I don't think he was never going to go to the monitor. Never, ever going to go to that monitor. George Roberts still with the Turnbull pen. That's never a pen. No, that is Turnbull diving. There's like nothing in it. Nothing in it. I'll mention it right now. Chris Sutton, also said the Dujon Stirling thing was accidental, and he came out and said this was never a penalty. He goes down far too easily. Let's see. Cantwell and Doyle out to fuck. Not good enough, simple as. Stirling was the best player for Rangers, played his heart out. I agree. Cantwell's running very thin on my patience, to say the least. I think the guy... We're getting rid of him soon. Honestly, the guy's just not doing it for me at the minute. He scored that goal against Motherwell. He scored an offside goal against Sparta Prague, didn't he? But overall, man, the guy, he talks a good game. Just stay off the socials. Same with Dess. I don't know. Dessers and Cantwell, I'd sell both of them. But I'd rather Hadji back. Cantwell is fucking annoying me. They are not good enough, man. Cantwell is living off a reputation of 4 years ago when he was at Norwich. It's as simple as that. What old firms? You mean Glasgow Derby? Yes, you are right, because you are a separate entity, and it's, what is it, Pacific Shelf? I forgot, yeah. Celtic did die. Big Stevie fool. Celtic fans think it was a walkover. They need to look at the stats. Green tinted specs as usual. See, at the end of the day, Celtic were pish, but Rangers just didn't take their chances, man. Rangers were awful as well, in terms of chances, but, with 10 men, with 10 minutes to go, Rangers dominated the game. Yeah, didn't create a lot of chances, but here, when we went into 10 men at 2-0 down, we about 25 minutes, half an hour to go, we had it on time. I feared the worst. To be honest. Let's see. Bamber thinks it was a red for Balogun all day long. Here, I'm not going to complain too much about it, but it's one of those ones where there's not much in it at the end of the day. I can see why they gave it, but it's not an extreme red. It's not like Balogun snapped them, hacked them down. They're pulling at each other, but Balogun, pulls at him a wee bit more because he's a stronger man, brings him down. Good night. We move on. Stephen Walker. Don't know what these are. There's a zombie emoji in there. 2 outstanding Celtic goals, but the SFA gives Celtic the win. Talk about paranoia and delude it. Just because Celtic scored 2 outstanding goals doesn't mean the SFA can't give Celtic the win. we can talk about two red cards and a penalty changes that game, regardless if Celtic score 2 goals or not. But here, at the end of the day, Rangers could have changed the game themselves by scoring. And Mick says, you're raging. Feel the burn, Stevie boy. Feel the burn. Pure comedy. The pain is real. Might be real. Specky hot dog. Is that Ramo Monet's burner account? You bottled it, but SFA gifted the win. You pished it, or just talking pish. Here, see if you flip the decisions that Nick Walsh gave Rangers and gave them to Celtic, there wouldn't be a barrier. Barriers would be sold out across Glasgow in the West, man. It fucking would be. It's as simple as that. Celtic denied a Stonewall penalty. That is the sort of delusion we're talking about, man. Honestly, Celtic reserves beat full strength Sevco. That's obviously a troll account, man. I'm not even going to fucking bother addressing that. Look, Sevco manager said this isn't the biggest game he managed. Eat your words, pill. Still champions. Well, here, the guy's managed in title deciders. He's won leagues before, and he's won cups before. But in terms of, one-on-one matches in European, it is. Big Clement, of course he's managed literal bigger games. A cup final is bigger than a singular Old Firm. But end of the day is, Big Phil can have his opinions at the end of the day. Hold on, Celtic team are mince but have winners in it. You talk pish, but but they do have winners in it. I think the Celtic team are pish. How can the Celtic team, right, that lost 10 in a row, had winners in it, and they were shite. So how, teams can be shite but still have winners in it. And I think Celtic are mince. Celtic fans would be lying if they didn't think they were mince, man. 2 weeks ago when they lost to Killie and Hearts, they were fucking greeting about their recruitment and how it's been shite and how Brenda has to go. No, they beat a pish Rangers team, and they suddenly think they're great. They're not. Yes, Enoch was right. Correct. Bottled it. No willpower and includes Seema Tav. Goldson, no will at all. Too many Jers fans fawning over losers. Exactly. From a neutral point of view. Ha ha ha. How many penalties have you had ward against you in 2 years? 0. Here. We haven't had any penalties against us. But that doesn't automatically mean that because we haven't had any penalties against us, we shouldn't get any for us. Because, I mean, it was a clear penalty. Come on. Come on. Penalty clearly, and they cannot refer later to a referee to offside rule was judged on penalty box incident, not laterally discovered offside. Yeah, comedy gold, but you didn't. It was not as clear as Goldson's handball save. Dry your eyes. Back in your box. Clement a bald Beal. Cheer up there a few Hail Marys to Silva's tattoos before the next Old Firm game may help. I mean, Celtic fans are the only ones going on about Silva's tattoos. So what? If he's got tattoos, he's a Catholic. He's not the only Catholic to play for Rangers. They're the only ones fucking beating that drum. I mean, what about the current situation that Celtic have got? Mocking, a current player's fucking country in Lilabada in Israel, celebrating October 7th attacks. Oh yeah, but Rangers fans who aren't even making a big deal out of Silva's tattoo, no one cares. But you know what, see mocking a guy's country that suffered murder and rape, that's real classy for the Celtic fans, isn't it? Tell me this much, would any of the Sevco players getting the Celtics first team even make the bench? Of course they would. Just because Rangers lost yesterday doesn't mean that. I mean, Butland walks in. Sonny 125, penalty incident ultimately ended upside. Why was goal kick awarded? Exactly. I thought a certain Sky Sports analyst said that Kyogo could not finish. What he said was he's not as good as finisher as Shanklin. And I agree with that. David Hodgson says, if it was offside, why was it a goal kick? Believe me now, desert it, rank rotten, that's it. And that's where we're going to leave these comments. I think I've read probably about 100 there. I mean, there's 135 to go, but I can't be arsed reading them. And I don't bother. I read the comments. So there you have it, guys. Rangers lose, but title fight's not over. Back at fight another day, hopefully. But until next time, peace.